Welcome back to Before the Cringe. So...
We're talking about Pedro before the cringe. The cringe started here.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. The origin story of cringe.
The preferred towel of Captain Bluebeard, scourge of Arcadia Bay.
Yeah, she's got a thing for pirate bits.
Yeah, back when they were kids, Chloe and Max had a, as Max puts it, a pirate phase. We'll see that for ourselves later. So yeah, Chloe lost her phone, so she's gonna use her mom's phone to call her own phone to see. And yeah, as you can see, Joyce is already in a relationship with David at this point.
Oh god, that would be very interesting history if it turned out Frank was actually her stepfather before David.
Basically.
Soap operas eat your heart out.
Well, these games are basically soap operas when you get right down to it.
The soap operas of a controller.
Have you ever wanted to play your soap operas? Well, now you can.
Welcome to the Life is Strange franchise.
Which is interesting because now we know there's going to be a Life is Strange TV show. So...
There is?
Yes.
There is. So
when was that announced?
This is news to me.
Let me get the thing.
So are we gonna have a? Is it like an interactive TV show where you press the button and vote on what choice you want?
There you go.
Like Black Mirror on Netflix.
There you go.
It's like Bandersnatch.
There you go, Libs. The series was first the Life is Strange TV series was announced back in September 2021, revealing that the TV version would be coming from Legendary Television and DJ2 Entertainment, with help from anonymous content as producers and pop star Shawn Mendes set to produce and help curate the series' music.
Oh,
That's a thing. So which game is it based off of?
I'm guessing the first one, probably.
I mean, it might just be a soda.
Oh, this bit. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to talk about this. Basically, guys, welcome to this new character called Elliot. Who is Elliot? He's basically Chloe's Warren. He's a huge simp for Chloe. And unlike Warren, let's just say he's not as well handled as Warren was in the first game, and that's all I'll say for now. Let's just say the direction Zack takes his character by the end is incredibly bizarre and baffling. Some people can argue disgusting. Go on, Joe.
My guess is that they had to come up with a reason why he wasn't there in the original game.
Oh, I get that, Joe.
The reasoning was... Ugh.
It's one of those cases where, why did you even bother creating this character to begin with? It really... Let's just say he doesn't help the game at all.
Don't you see, Pedro? We gotta have drama from every point we can get.
I guess. Yeah, this really is a soap opera.
You can put my purse on the dining table. You might still have time for breakfast if you hurry.
Yes, Mom. Oh, wait, yes, you really are my mom, huh?
Dining table.
I guess that joke doesn't work in this context then. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that bit in The Simpsons where they try and insult Bart because of his shorts and that. Nice shorts. Did your mom buy them for you?
And yeah, this is...
Who else would have?
Yeah, you can also see that thanks to the fact that it takes place in Arcadia Bay as well, Deck 9 was able to reuse a lot of assets, and that's why this game was produced under record time compared to the first one.
You wanted to talk?
When I send you a text message, Chloe, like last night, I need you to answer.
You can just say text.
PJ.
You don't have to say.
Oh, there you go. Here's Chloe being her usual shitty self. Yeah.
Sorry, I hear you. I'll do better about replying.
Thank you.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
What is it with you and David? Always cutting to the chase. Why can't we just have some pleasant conversation before...
Oh, look at that. It turns out that Chloe and David are more alike than they would like to admit. Oh, irony!
Yeah, that's one thing that this game tries to do. Problem is, like most stuff in this game, it doesn't really go anywhere. But we'll get to it.
Be old-fashioned.
Yeah, an old-fashioned dickhole. Ah, right. School. My favorite.
You used to love to learn.
Yes, I used to learn to learn, but then my dad died. So learning died with him. Seriously, I'm sorry, but I'm still really, really offended by this whole idea of the whole idea of Chloe's character being this whole thing where, oh, my dad died, now I'm going to go into a downward spiral and become a horrible person. It's just like, you're not the first. You're not the first person.
This family really needed help that they
You're
were
not
never
the.
given. For
You're
some
not the
reason.
first person to have your dad die. Get over yourself. Jesus, go on,
Don't get me
Jova.
wrong. It is possible to make an interesting story of somebody who really goes into a downward spiral with the loss of a parent. And admittedly, her mother may not have helped things by apparently immediately remarrying. At least, granted, that's how it seems to be from Chloe's perspective, which I don't know how believable that is. Maybe Chloe is really just still grieving, but I'm not gonna act like it's impossible to make a story like that. No, the problem with the original Life is Strange is that was literally the entire justification, and the story
hold on, I have to
never
point
got
this
to the
out.
point of
But Mom, the whole point of lowering your expectations is that you'll never be disappointed in me again. Fuck you. Go on, Jova. I just have to get that. I just have to point that out.
there's some of the old Chloe we know and hate. Damn,
Is that future Chloe?
Well, but she already, you can tell that she already has quite a bit of character traits from 4 years later.
Okay, here's the thing, Goose. In theory, this game is supposed to be about Chloe's downward trend to the point where she becomes the Chloe of the first Life is Strange. Although you can see bits of that already peeking out with scenes like this.
If you really wanted to go for that angle, you should have started at the beginning, after William's death, not here.
They really should have. Oh, here we go.
That's not fair. I'm glad your father still has a place in your heart.
Here's something I've never understood about fiction in general. Why is it they always portray women who've lost their husbands or very well loved significant others, and they go straight to the douchebag boyfriend? It's like, I didn't really like it that much in Kingsman. What makes you think I like it here?
Yeah.
Remember, Dibs, the point is that despite his flaws, David is really a good man deep down. At least according to the stories and whatnot.
I maintain what I said. They should not have brought somebody with their own issues into a family that are full of issues.
Shirai. You know what's the interesting part? Apparently Zach Garris agrees with you, because there's again, we were talking about inconsistencies with the first game before. We're about to find the first major one. The way David is written in this game doesn't really make sense, because remember, the idea behind David in the first game is that he's that complete seemingly asshole who has all those issues, and then by the end of the first game we realize that, like, he starts to come try to make an effort to improve himself, like you said. Here's the thing, though. That's not how they write him in this game. Instead, they kind of write him as if he had gone through his character arc in the first game already.
Yeah.
That's the... Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love you too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not as pissed off about this version of David, and probably Wibbs as well, but that doesn't change the fact that no, that's not how you should do it. You should, if David is still at the point where he's still the paranoid douchebag he is at the beginning of the first game, then he should also be, because remember, that's what makes Chloe hate him to begin with. So by making him a nice guy in this game, you're heavily contradicting the original game's idea. Go on.
And honestly, you know what's sad, Pedro? It makes Chloe seem worse in comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that line he said in the first Life is Strange game, that he does try to be fair to Chloe, but she constantly pushes him. This is not out by the fact that she confirms his suspicions as well.
Yeah.
So, basically, okay, let's assume that David was nicer to her from the get-go. That would mean that Chloe literally drove this man practically kadrink in the mind, essentially. And the reason he is the way he is in the first Life is Strange game is because Chloe has just driven him insane.
Hold on. Question, Shiro, can you read these better, by any chance? Alright, I'll wait.
We'll find out later.
I'll have your DVD. You can get it before school.
A bit, yeah.
Alright, think you can read Steph's, aka the girl with the darker skin from the middle with the blue background. You think you can read that one? If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Oh, but sorry.
your dud. You can get it before school.
Sorry. Just because you were, sorry about that. Don't worry. It's just she's just saying I have your DVD. You can get it before school. That's all.
I read it.
Sorry.
True, yeah, she did. Anyway,
This is a new character called Steph Gingrich. She's a new character created by Deck 9, and she's actually going to return in True Colors. So I wanted to, point this out because it's going to be important for True Colors.
But yeah, like I was saying, the implication is that David was a nicer guy, but Chloe eventually just drove him insane, and that's why he is the way he is. Now, granted, that's probably not the inclination that the writers were going for.
But that's how it comes across.
However, if they were, I guess I have to give them a thumbs up because, sadly, that does make sense because Chloe is just that crappy a person.
All right.
Mind you, that doesn't.
Here he is.
The car, too.
Screw you.
Why do you women always take forever to get ready? Get it? Women always take a lot of time to prepare themselves because that joke was funny in the 50s, probably.
I don't. It took me longer to say screw you. Sorry, it took me faster to say screw you to David than it took any of you guys to say screw you to Chloe. That's got to be a record.
Technically, Shuri was practically saying "screw you" to Chloe the minute we found out that she
you have to
farted
say those
the-
exact words, Joe, but not practically.
All right.
Oh well, then that's just an incredibly specific means there.
What is this?
Well,
Quality
that's
time?
what I said.
All right. So he asked us to get the wrench.
Honestly, the meaning carries enough the same weight, but yeah.
Okay, Chloe, grab the wrench and throw it at his. Oh, sorry again.
What's David doing?
Actually, the
Leaving
square
stuff in
sold
our
him, man,
garage
at
anyway?
this point. So.
Does he think he's moving in or
Yeah.
something?
This may
I
be
mean,
before.
I can't even make any Hitman jokes. Square sold the IP around this time.
Okay, to say something positive, yeah, as you might have already noticed by Chloe's face and all that stuff, yeah, the character models and animations have improved quite a lot since the first game. Unlike, since this was already a popular franchise at this point, Square gave Deck 9 quite a bigger budget than they gave to the first game, and as a result, Deck 9 is able to achieve much better facial animations compared to the first game.
I'm wondering if that's why the game's shorter. The budget had to even out.
See what's gunking up the works there? That's a sign of
Carbon deposits? No shit.
You know, you could actually.
Oh, listen to this.
If you lost the attitude.
My attitude is what makes me special, David.
Yeah, no, Chloe. Your attitude is what makes you a rather reviled character.
You see. Let me try my best Chloe impression. You see, Shiroi, the fact that I'm a bully with an attitude is what makes me special.
Also, Dwibs, I said reviled.
Fist bump?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Nah, let's leave him hanging.
What the
Whoop. David, you forced her to do a fist bump. That's invasion of something. I don't know.
Now I need a shower. Hey,
You there,
taking those
Sheree?
tools with you, right?
Every house needs a good toolbox.
Alright.
We've got David's
We've already got one.
David's
but
voice
thanks.
actor sounds like please, I want to leave. Someone get me out of the booth.
Yeah, basically. Oh, yeah, that sure. Did you hear what Chloe
No,
said?
I've been here the whole time.
I didn't answer me.
Ready to.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
Please don't
So.
Chloe just said that her attitude is what makes her special. So, you see, Shiroi, her being a bully with an attitude,
You
that's
need
what...
help, Chloe.
Yeah, basically. Alright.
Enough of it.
So, here's an interesting thing that Yurik also pointed out in his video about this particular interaction with David.
Clear about.
So, we can either ignore and endure him or shut him down. So, let's try the back talk thing first.
I'm not interested in anything he has to say. What's clear is fuck you.
Language. You are way out of line, young lady.
He's not wrong.
Military language, French is a language, or mustache? French is a language.
Jim Appel don't give a shit.
My name is Don't Give a Shit.
That is so stupid.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
The bit of French I know.
Sorry. What has fewer syllables than dumb?
Hey, watch your... I can crap bigger than you.
What does that got to do with anything? What?
I have no idea where they were going with that.
What does that even mean?
I can imagine them recording these lines just like...
Breaking her heart.
Leave Mom out of this? Yeah.
Leave Mom out of this. This is about you and me and you.
Yeah, Chloe's comebacks are not good. They're not.
You will respect me.
You're not my father. I didn't enlist. Bill of Rights, fool. I didn't
I
enlist.
don't remember enlisting, so don't treat me like your newest recruit.
He's not really doing that. Not in this game, at least.
You were a man.
It's cool. If you were a man, I wouldn't go so easy on you either.
Don't know why I bother trying.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, so that's how it is, right? However, I want to show off...
Make the world's lamest pump.
Here's the interesting thing, though. Let's try reloading the checkpoint, and this time, instead of back-talking, let's ignore and endure. See what happens. Because, like Yurik put out in his video, it's interesting.
Please don't want to talk. Please don't want to talk.
I
Please.
want to talk to you about something.
Fuck.
We don't have to like each other, but you will respect me. You've enjoyed enough of a vacation from having a father figure. So there's some things I want to be real clear about.
Alright, let's ignore and endure this time.
Joyce, your mother, she's hurting, Chloe. Hurting for you. You've had
He's
it
not
rough.
wrong.
Yeah.
Not about it. But all this staying out late, ignoring her command, drinking, drug use.
Bad.
It's making everything harder for her. You need to shape up, get your act together, and put someone else first for a damn change.
He's right.
Am I making myself clear?
Is it crazy if part of what David's saying makes sense?
No, that is not. That's probably the still rational part of your brain that's saying that.
Thanks.
I'll admit, when I...
We should really get going.
You know, the weird thing is that, honestly, if you play this game a certain way, you could actually have Chloe and David have a better relationship out the gate.
Yeah, you can. That's the problem, though. Okay,
Which kind of implies that I guess Rachel's disappearance is what really messed Chloe up. Except, well...
We don't see it, that's the thing. And this is not a spoiler. I can't spoil it. It's not a spoiler if it doesn't happen in the game. Please, believe it or not, everybody, we're not going to see Rachel's disappearance in this game. Which you'd think we would, but we don't.
Let me put it like this, Urandwibs. Chloe and David could actually be hitting it off relatively well.
Oh,
and by the end of the game, I guess you just have to imply that whatever happened with Rachel just sent Chloe all the way back.
Okay, so first off, three things. One, the game has this thing with dream sequences, where every time Chloe falls asleep, she has a dream about William and his accident and shit like that. Again, just milking that backstory for all it's worth, aren't you, Zach? Anyway, point number two. So let me get this straight about that scene with with David. By ignoring the main gameplay gimmick of the game, I get more character development. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't the alternative version of the scene with more character development be a reward for succeeding at the backtalk?
Okay, if I give the developers the benefit of the doubt, maybe that is meant to say that Chloe really is her own worst enemy with how bad her habits are. Which again, if that was the intent, kudos to them. That's actually kind of clever. I mean, I don't know for certain if that was their intent, but...
I have my doubts.
Either way, okay, I will say this. Intent or not, it does work out to show just the problems with Chloe in general.
The hell?
Yeah. And third point...
We're gonna be late.
Zach, you are aware that you're supposed to try to make us like Chloe more rather than make us like Chloe less, right? Because by making David as a person who had nothing but good intentions at the beginning, like you're characterizing him here, you're putting us even more against Chloe. Like, so which is it? Like, I don't. Okay, again, shouldn't David be written like he was at the beginning of the first game? Again, that was supposedly the main reason why Max always disapproved of him. But in here, she has no reason to disapprove of him, at least so far. Go on.
Hey, Dwibs, you know what this is like?
What?
United passions when you think about it.
Oh, they were supposed to like somebody, but the writers, either intentionally or otherwise, make them come off more like a mafia group.
I guess.
Pretty much, except this time it's just one person in that regard. But yeah, I mean, again, now granted, remind me, do
hold on.
developers ever?
This is important.
Oh, this guy, yeah, Elliot.
Hey, Elliot.
I heard you.
Why is his name spelled with only one L? Usually there's two L's in Elliot.
there are people in
Who
real
exactly
life
is
who have it
talking
spelled
shit
like
about
that.
me?
You know,
Fair enough.
haters on social media.
Haters on social media,
I wish I could
as
tell you.
opposed to non-haters on social media. I wasn't aware that they existed.
How about the Tempest? Theater at its most pretentious.
Haters on social media. Totally using that one. Hold on, Joe. Third point that I wanted to bring up real quick.
Do you want to go?
Well, actually, no. I think I've already made up. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Did the developers ever outright say that this game is supposed to, help us sympathize with Chloe more, or was that just more like the overall perception that this game had surrounding
the idea is that they're supposed to showcase the relationship between Chloe and Rachel and because it was a thing that fans really wanted to see, according to Zach Garris. Now you can so technically Zach didn't say that, Jova, yes, but here's the thing. As we're going to see throughout the story of this game, don't worry, I just want to show a different alternate thing for what Elliot says. As we're going to see throughout this plot, this plot will indeed at various points ask us to root for Chloe to succeed at various things. So we are supposed to be on Chloe's side throughout this story, trust me. Maybe.
Oh, I get that. Like, I mean, I played this game too. What I'm wondering if maybe while they do want us to like her, they also do recognize that Chloe's problems were legit problems in the original game that really did not get called out more so.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if this is their way of calling that stuff out, because it does blatantly show that she really just causes more trouble for herself when she sticks to her habits. And again, to the point where she has to admit that David is making cold, hard sense. Which again just makes one wonder, is David the way he is in the first game because Chloe literally just drove him to that point? Because remember, let me remind you, for as paranoid as he is, Chloe often confirms his suspicions. So is he really paranoid, or is Chloe literally just warped his life to be like that? And yes, I know there's the whole war PTSD thing, but no, I mean really, think back to the original game and you'll call that Chloe. Again, he suspects her of having drugs? Yes, she had drugs. He suspects her of stealing his gun? Oh, hella yes! She stole his gun.
Yeah, basically.
I think, okay, I think he was already paranoid considering his background, but Chloe absolutely made things worse.
And that would be, Shiroi, that's the thing, Shiroi. Yeah, in that case, Shiroi, what possible explanation do we have for that scene with David we just had where he behaves nothing like he's supposed to at this point in the timeline? Like,
my guess is that
the writers did a poor job. All
right, so that's one inconsistency in between the first game, Jova. Note it down. There you go.
All right, so if I were to play Script Doctor here, the way I'd adapt it is that he had his PTSD issues, but they weren't as prominent until Chloe kicked them into overdrive.
Oh, okay. I actually do like this touch here.
Sense of this stuff.
Wait, Shiroi, if you don't mind. Oh, sorry. I think I'm going to show it in a moment because let me explain. Let me actually explain because that's actually a reason for that, Shiroi. You see, when you're reading new texts, they glow. But I thought to myself, it would be easier if I instead leave the text first so that they won't glow anymore, and that would make them easier to read, maybe. So that's the reason, basically. So just so I.
All right.
Okay. Basically, Shiro, you'll be Steph because I decided to have you be Steph because she's one of those from that one scene from True Colors that I already showed you. So I figured probably would be you like to play that girl because Steph is actually one of my favorite Life is Strange characters. So Steph's cool.
Chloe.
Steph's cool. Go ahead, Shiro, if you don't mind.
Hey, I'm at the picnic table with Mikey.
Mikey, go ahead, Jova.
Thanks, on my way.
Yeah. It's not for okay. We're actually going to meet Steph in person in the next part, and I think you guys are gonna like her because Stephanie is a fan favorite, and I can see why because she's actually really cool.
Yeah, again, that's
Here's one thing I like. You know, I also cast you as her. Shiro?
Why?
She's a big D&D player.
Huh.
All right. Another touch that I like is, in order to check your current objective, you look at Chloe's hand because apparently Chloe's always writes in her hand what she's supposed to do now. Okay, interesting.
That's an old high school trick.
this bit here. Do I actually talk to Samantha? No, I don't. Okay, I'll talk about Samantha later. Do not walk on the stage. Well,
Weirdly, that makes me interested in walking on the stage.
okay, so if you decide
That
to
sign can't stop me because I can't read.
look, and again with her haters gonna hate walk. Yeah, if you sit on the stage, you actually can activate an optional conversation with Principal Wells from the first game, and wonder of wonders, the actor from the first game returned to reprise his role for the principal. So there you go, guys. We found one. There was one they were able to get back, at least.
It was the principal.
Yeah.
Principal Wells. Hey.
Miss Price, the sign clearly says do not walk on the stage. Such disregard for your fellow students' efforts won't alleviate your record of failure.
And guess what? Now we're going to get a chance at verbally abusing the school principal.
How many minor infractions?
So, in fact, this is one of 2 times we can do it in this game. As you'll see.
Joking. You've seen my math grades.
Again, I still find it absolutely hilarious that they actually made her toxic personality a gameplay mechanic. It's just like,
It's like I said during the first game. Chloe is such a heel.
I have to initiate a search of your person in order to establish the veracity of these allegations, Miss Price. That's what I thought. I'll look forward to seeing you in the office after school.
I'm not sure that look was supposed to convey that, but okay, sure.
actually, no. Let's activate the backtalk.
Wells really has it out for me. I have to convince.
Alright, so let's see. Okay, kids, here's your tutorial on how to how to make the school principal not ground you.
So you're going to mouth off to me now, yes? And here I thought your well of witticisms had finally run dry.
Huh.
Sir, my well of witticisms runs so deep that you would get trapped at the bottom and never make it out alive.
Ha, good one.
Jokes? In my
That look he
experience,
gives just
that's
says
how
it
the
all.
guilty
Yeah.
cover up their infractions.
He's not wrong.
The guilty have rights.
How did you become principal without learning the Constitution? The Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizure?
We are a private institution, and policy allows me to search all students on the premises.
I hope Blackwell has a strong insurance policy in place as well. Fatherless, low-income student unlawfully harassed by school principal settles for
Okay, now that's over the line, Chloe. Come on, that's not what he's doing, and you know it.
Do not need
Yeah,
Fuck
shut the
off.
fuck up.
Fuck off, you stupid cow. I'll say cow just for the sake of,
this.
You are a cow. You are a cow.
Funny.
Come on, James, help me. You are a cow.
Crap out of me.
You are a cow.
Like the collegiate level of not giving any fucks.
Ha! The collegial level of not giving fucks. There you go, sure. That's one thing you and Chloe have in common. They give no fucks. They've got no fucks to give anymore.
Rihanna DeVries' acting isn't great.
No.
But to be fair, the dialogue isn't helpful.
No, it is not.
I had one fuck to give.
That being said, Whips, we've had plenty of times in our playthroughs where we always have to take one moment to make clear that the voice actors are not the problem. This is the first one for us, though, because this is actually one of those rare cases where we can indeed say that the voice actors are a problem. So there you go, Whips. The new territory for us. We finally found a video game where the voice actors are the problem. Go on.
Anyway, just to correct myself, actually, the Fourth Amendment is the prohibition of unreasonable search and seizure, so maybe what Chloe said made sense attached to that.
Okay, then. Never mind. We take back what we said before, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. In the next part... Well, okay, but that's okay. It's okay, Shiroi, because in the next part, we're going to meet Steph and Mikey, two of the best characters, and we're going to play a D&D game with them. So, remember, this game was made by Americans, and one of the primary, quote-unquote, I guess, nerd activities in the US is D&D, so sure, why not? All right, everybody, tune in next time where we meet Steph and Mikey.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.